What is up, my party people? Week 7 of the college football season. It is also the third Saturday in October, which Mike McCoy means
it's Vol week.
Vol week. So we're going head to head.
Let's go now.
All right, before we break down our matchup, let's say a big shout out to Alabama Cattlemen's Association, because beef is what's for dinner and beef is what Alabama has with Tennessee, because this rivalry goes deep. Although the Alabama Crimson Tide have won the last 15, this week might be a little different, Mike McCoy, a little different.
Nah, it ain't gonna be different.
You don't think it's gonna be different? Mm-mm. All right, so Alabama, obviously a close one against Texas A&M, 24-20, low-scoring affair. You got to give credit to Texas A&M for coming out.
Yeah.
And obviously their starting quarterback, Max Johnson, was hurt. So they, too, had their backup quarterback, just like Alabama. And Haynes King played his heart out. You got to give him credit. Obviously, that final play coming down to 2 seconds left on the clock. And Alabama found a way to win, used Bryant-Denny Stadium to their advantage, got it done. The mistakes, though, on offense, that is not going to fly well this upcoming weekend against the Tennessee Vols.
No, it's not. I was worried about the play calling because I felt like you got to play with your player skill set, and I don't think we did a good job of doing it. So kudos to A&M. They did a heck of a job. The game, that was a nail biter. That's what you live for as a competitor. So
I love them nail biters.
Yeah, man, it keeps you engaged. Even as a player, it keeps you on your toes. You know you got a job. This is what those Saturday night lights are for. So I was ecstatic. I enjoyed the game. So I don't know if y'all liked it, but I liked it.
Well, we're going to see how things shake out. Alabama traveling to Rocky Top this weekend, a 3 versus 6 matchup. And let's be real, like, who thought Week 7 of the season, you know, we were all circling last week on the calendar, especially with all the, the drama that was surrounding Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher. But
in the beef they had.
The beef they had. But, like, let's be real. I don't think many people predicted Tennessee on the rise, but were they going to be this good with Hendon Hooker at quarterback, a Heisman hopeful? I mean, his campaign continues to skyrocket as we talk right this very moment. Did you think Tennessee was going to be this good? Did you think that this would be a 3 versus 6 matchup on the calendar?
Of course not. Nobody did. I'm not worried. It's still Vol week. We don't eat. We don't sleep. It's Vol week.
Yeah. So you get your cigars ready. All right, so I think this is going to be an interesting matchup because one key piece of this, will Bryce Young play? He dressed out against Texas A&M. We did not see him throw a single football on the sidelines against Texas A&M. He's got that sprained AC joint. Nick Saban said he's hopeful that they can get him ready and that he will be back. How does this offense look different? Bryce Young versus Jalen Milroe.
Completely different. Again, you got 2 different players. I don't think, let me tell you, Milroe, if you're watching this, and I hope that you see this and I hope that you share this, I want y'all to zoom in on me. Hey, man, the same thing that got you to Alabama is the same thing that's going to keep you at Alabama. Do you. Don't try to play outside of your game. Do what you have done there. Do what got you to those doors, you know. Do what got Nick Saban to fly out and see you in person. But if they do it, if Bama does what they're doing, don't try to keep him in a Bryce offense. Do what he's comfortable with doing. Screens, tunnels, play action. We're not going to nickel and dime. That's not his game.
I love what you say there. Play within your game, be you. I think that is so important for a young quarterback, someone that doesn't have that experience. The weight of the world's on this kid's shoulders, right? I mean, I'm not super optimistic that Bryce Young will be back this weekend. So I think that Jalen Milroe has to just rise to the occasion. You're going now to Rocky Top, a place that is not easy to play. This rivalry game obviously has been heated, and yes, it's been very one-sided, but this is one of those deals where Tennessee can erase that 15-year streak. They are going to be out for blood. Oh. And so I think he's got to be able to compose himself, contain himself and play within his game, not do anything too crazy, keep that level head, not get too high, not get too low. So I think that is going to be a big key if Jalen Milroe ends up being the starting quarterback again this week. So time will only tell. But with that being said, I think one of the things you look at with this Tennessee football team, they've got a quarterback in Hendon Hooker that, as I mentioned, he can ball.
Yeah.
Heisman hopeful, his Heisman campaign, and I will be honest, watching him grow, this is a kid that we saw at Virginia Tech. Never did I think that we were going to be talking about him for the Heisman necessarily in this same conversation. And I think that Alabama's going to have their hands full because this, again, is that slate of dual threat quarterbacks. And I think being able to defend a dual threat quarterback just adds a whole nother wrinkle for this defense. And Alabama's really going to have to step up in a big way against him and some of the offensive weapons that he's got around him.
This is probably the most complete team Bama is going to see next to Georgia. This is probably the most complete. They do a good job of executing. They're going to blow the top off. They have explosive plays, and on defense, they're going to create turnovers. And long as Bama does what they're supposed to do, ball security, the things that you have been doing your entire life, the only pressure that is had is the one that we put on ourselves as players. These coaches ain't putting a burden on you. The media, your family, everybody on the outside.
You're saying we're putting pressure on them?
Of course, it's the rat poison. We're doing what we're supposed to do. But as a player, block out the external noise and do your job. Just play. And defense is going to do what defense does. We know that front seven is going to play fast. We need some help from the tackle position. Y'all better tighten up because the linebackers doing all the work. That's Turner and Super Will. I'm afraid if they go up the middle, can our linebackers run with those guys? That's probably going to be my biggest concern. And can our secondary stay with those 4 receivers that they have? Those guys are electric. So that's what we'll have our hands for. But I think Milroe will do what he'll do. Play call. Be a manager. Manage the game until you get comfortable. Manage the game. Don't do nothing more. Don't do nothing less. Manage the game.
And I think you have to look at Tennessee's offense. Josh Heupel is everything's kind of predicated on the run game. Mm-hmm. And the big star of last week, Jabari Small. And against LSU.
Nobody saw that.
Talk about putting a beat down on LSU in Death Valley.
Beat the brakes off y'all.
Very impressive performance. So they get to go back home. And I think this team's going to be fired up. The one weakness that I look at for Tennessee that I think Alabama can capitalize on is in the passing game. Their pass coverage needs some help.
Yeah.
And so I do think that, again, as you mentioned, when you get Jalen Milroe in the mix, if he ends up being the quarterback, I think it's a totally different game if Bryce Young is playing. But if it's Jalen Milroe, what does that pass coverage look like? What are we going to see? How are they going to shake it up against that defense? So with that being said, the other thing I would mention too is that defensively, Alabama's had a lot of success on third downs. Mm-hmm. So let's just keep up that third down defense. They had a lot of success against Texas A&M. They had 17 third down situations, which I thought was an interesting statistic. Aggies were just 5 of 17.
Wow.
29% on third down conversion. So Alabama's going to have to continue to bring that kind of pressure and try to get UT in some third and long situations against that Hendon Hooker and, of course, that offense that they've got running there. So with that being said, final question before we get into our prediction. What's life like playing at Rocky Top? You were there, how many years did you play? So you were 06 to 09.
I played them 4 times.
Did you, so how many, so you had 2 years there, 2 years obviously at home.
Yeah, I mean.
So what's old Rocky Top serving up for you?
I got bit in the ass one time by Smokey. If I see you a Smokey, it's on sight.
What?
Yeah, we were warming up. I caught a little out pass on the outside, I'm jogging back.
No.
Real talk. I can't make it up.
Stop.
I'm serious.
He latched on?
I don't even like. Yeah, I had to go get some more pants. I had a little blood back there. Yeah.
Did you have to get stitches?
No, it was a little quick. I'm a receiver now. I may not look like a receiver. I still do look like a receiver.
Yes, you do. Credit.
It's still fast, Got out of there real fast, just like, it was a neighborhood dog. I thought he was well trained, which he wasn't. So, yeah, if I see you Smokey, I want all the smoke.
You got bit in the rear?
Yeah, this is the first time me talking about it on camera. Yeah, I got caught.
Do you have some PTSD from that?
I'm from the country, man. Anytime you see a loose dog, you run. You got to be strategic. That's how I got fast.
Oh man, that's crazy. All right, let's get our prediction. Wow. Well, let's hope Old Smokey's a little better trained. No nipping anyone in the butt, right?
That's right.
No nipping
That's
anybody in the
right.
butt.
Yeah.
All right, so prediction time. Should I go first or you?
Yeah, you go ahead and go first.
You're not going to like what I got to say here.
What you mean?
It's going to be a close game. Very close game.
Very close?
I call it a 3-point game.
Ooh.
Y'all, I got Tennessee winning this one 38-35.
Tennessee winning?
Y'all, I think it could go either way, but I think if Bryce Young plays, here's the other thing too. Bryce Young could possibly play, and he has shown some heroics. He shows why he's such a tremendous quarterback. He gets them out of crazy situations. We saw that against Texas, but I got to be real with y'all. Even if Bryce Young could play, how is that shoulder? How is that AC joint? Is he even 100%? And is it worth risking the rest of his season, getting him out there maybe potentially too soon? I think Tennessee might just have a little tiny edge on this Alabama team if their star quarterback is not there and 100% healthy, and I think the likelihood is not great. And it's Rocky Top. You got 100,000+ screaming fans in there wearing the orange. It's going to be wild.
What do you mean? 100,000? Man, get out of here. I ain't studying. I'm not buying into the hype. No, but you make a very good point. As a player, I would, and as a coach, I don't think they should play Bryce unless he's 100%. You don't want to play any bad.
You get hit one time right there.
It's over. You can cancel Christmas. That's what you can do. And the AC joint is nothing to play with. Like I said, I thought it was AC joint, and it would end up being my labrum as well. And I'm not throwing that out there, but you didn't see him warm up last week, so that resonates with me. That's a chess move. I'm not finna show anything or any indication. So the less you know, the less they show, And but I feel like as a player with Milroe back there, I think he'll get the job done. I'm gonna go 35-17 Bama.
All right.
Yeah. I think the defense is gonna hold it down. I think Milroe is going to show up, and I think the receivers are going to create some separation this week. Hint, hint. I hope you do. And I think the defense is going to bring it. They're going to apply pressure. They're going to scare them early. So I'm going to get Bama to win.
All right. Hello.
Brought to you by Alabama Beef Farmers and Ranchers.